Recent groundbreaking research has revealed that certain teas, many of them considered healthy and natural, may actually be impairing memory and cognitive function in seniors without them ever realizing it. For generations, we've been told that tea is good for us, and in many cases, that's absolutely true. But what researchers are discovering now will shock you. Some of the most popular teas consumed by seniors can actually slow down memory recall, impair attention, and contribute to the very cognitive decline that people are trying to prevent. Today, I'm going to reveal the specific teas that scientists have proven can damage memory function in older adults, along with the exact mechanisms by which they're affecting your brain. More importantly, I'll show you the simple swaps you can make today to protect and even enhance your memory as you age. What you're about to learn could explain why you've been feeling more forgetful lately, despite thinking you were making healthy choices. Excessive high-caffeine teas. We've all heard that green tea and black tea are good for brain health, and moderate consumption absolutely can be beneficial. But here's what most seniors don't realize. There's a dangerous threshold where helpful becomes harmful, and many people cross it without knowing. A major study following 400 people found that heavy coffee drinkers, those consuming more than 6 cups per day, had a 53% higher risk of being diagnosed with dementia compared with light drinkers. While this study focused on coffee, the same principle applies to high-caffeine teas, especially when consumed in large quantities throughout the day. Researchers discovered that heavy caffeine consumers tended to have smaller amounts of total brain volume, especially in the hippocampus, the region responsible for short and long-term memory. This isn't about having 1 or 2 cups of tea. We're talking about people who drink strong black tea, matcha, or yerba mate multiple times daily, often consuming the equivalent of 6 or more cups of regular tea. The problem becomes particularly acute for seniors because in people aged 65 and older, it may take 33% longer for the brain to clear caffeine. This means that evening tea consumption can still be affecting your brain chemistry the next morning, creating a continuous cycle of overstimulation. What many seniors experience as jitters or feeling wired from too much tea is actually their brain struggling to maintain normal function under chronic caffeine overload. The very neurotransmitter systems that caffeine initially stimulates become dysregulated with excessive consumption, leading to the opposite of the desired effect. Signs you may be consuming too much caffeinated tea include difficulty sleeping even when tired, feeling anxious or restless, experiencing heart palpitations, and paradoxically, having trouble concentrating despite drinking tea for mental clarity. Many seniors dismiss these symptoms as normal aging, not realizing their tea consumption is the culprit. The solution isn't to eliminate tea entirely, but to be mindful of total daily caffeine intake. Studies show that coffee drinking of 3 to 5 cups per day at midlife was associated with a decreased risk of dementia, AD, by about 65% at late life, suggesting there's a sweet spot for cognitive protection. For tea, this translates to roughly 2 to 4 cups of regular strength tea per day, not the 8 to 10 cups some seniors consume. Kombucha and fermented teas. Kombucha has exploded in popularity among health-conscious seniors who see it as a probiotic powerhouse that supports gut health and overall wellness. Marketing messages promote it as an ancient health elixir that can improve everything from digestion to mental clarity. But there are hidden dangers in this trendy fermented tea that can be particularly problematic for aging brains. Commercial kombucha tea is labeled non-alcoholic, as it contains less than 0.5% alcohol. Homebrewed versions may contain significantly higher amounts of alcohol. For seniors, even small amounts of alcohol can have outsized effects on cognitive function, especially when consumed regularly throughout the day, as many kombucha enthusiasts do. The alcohol content becomes particularly concerning for seniors taking medications. Many common medications that older adults rely on, including blood thinners, diabetes medications, and certain heart drugs, can interact dangerously with alcohol, even in small amounts. What seems like an innocent health drink can actually interfere with medication effectiveness or amplify side effects. But the alcohol isn't the only concern. Some types of kombucha teas, especially homebrewed varieties, are unpasteurized and may host potentially harmful bacteria. People with weakened immune systems, older adults, children, and pregnant women should avoid homebrewed kombucha tea because it may cause serious harm if it carries harmful bacteria. For seniors whose immune systems naturally weaken with age, this presents a significant risk. Harmful bacteria from improperly prepared kombucha can cause infections that, while manageable in younger adults, can become serious complications for older individuals. Kombucha typically contains tea during the fermentation process. Depending on the type of tea, this could provide a person with a lot of added caffeine. Many seniors don't realize they're getting a double dose of cognitive disruptors, alcohol, and excess caffeine in combination. This can create a confusing cycle where the stimulant effects of caffeine mask the depressant effects of alcohol, leading to poor judgment about consumption levels. Perhaps most concerning is that the beneficial effects of kombucha can mask its harmful ones. Seniors may notice improved digestion or increased energy from the probiotics and B vitamins, not realizing that their memory and cognitive clarity are gradually declining from the alcohol and caffeine combination. Chamomile tea. This revelation will shock most seniors and their families. Chamomile tea, long regarded as the gentlest and most soothing bedtime beverage, has been scientifically proven to impair memory and cognitive function. This isn't about excessive consumption or contaminated products. This is about chamomile's intended effects working against cognitive health. A groundbreaking study from Northumbria University tested 180 volunteers and found that chamomile tea significantly slowed speed of attention and impaired working memory compared to peppermint treatment. This wasn't a minor effect. It was a measurable, significant decrease in cognitive performance that occurred after just 1 cup of tea. The mechanism behind this memory impairment lies in chamomile's primary active compound, apigenin. Chamomile contains apigenin, an antioxidant that binds to certain receptors in your brain that may promote sleepiness and reduce insomnia. While this makes chamomile excellent for sleep, those same brain receptors that promote relaxation also slow down memory processing and attention. The study showed that chamomile had a calming and sedative effect, which significantly slowed memory and attention speed. For seniors who are already experiencing age-related cognitive changes, adding a daily memory suppressant, even a natural one, can accelerate the decline they're trying to prevent. This presents a cruel irony. Many seniors turn to chamomile tea specifically because they're having trouble sleeping due to stress about memory loss or other age-related concerns. But the very tea they're using to manage anxiety about cognitive decline is actually contributing to that decline. The sedative effects of chamomile don't just affect you while you're drinking it. Studies have shown that chamomile tea contains compounds that cause sedative and anxiolytic-like effects, and these compounds can remain active in your system for hours after consumption. This means that chamomile tea consumed in the evening can still be impairing memory and attention the following morning. For seniors who drink chamomile tea multiple times per day, which many do for its supposed anxiety-reducing benefits, the cognitive impairment becomes cumulative. Each cup adds to a growing sedative load that keeps the brain in a state of reduced alertness and slowed processing. The most concerning aspect is that these memory effects can be subtle and gradual. Seniors might not notice that their word recall is slightly slower or that they're having more difficulty concentrating on complex tasks. Instead, they attribute these changes to normal aging, never suspecting that their healthy evening tea ritual is contributing to cognitive decline. Research has consistently shown that people who had the chamomile were slower in responding to tasks and demonstrated measurably impaired cognitive performance across multiple domains. For a population already vulnerable to memory issues, this represents a significant and avoidable risk factor. Protecting your memory, the science-based alternatives. The good news is that you don't have to give up tea entirely to protect your cognitive health. Scientific research has identified specific teas that can actually enhance memory and support brain function as you age. Studies show that tea drinkers were 16% less likely to develop dementia compared with non-drinkers. But the key is choosing the right types and consuming them appropriately. People who drank 2 to 3 cups of coffee with 2 to 3 cups of tea per day had around 30% lower risk of stroke and dementia when compared to those who didn't consume either. Instead of chamomile, consider peppermint tea for evening relaxation. A study published by researchers at Northumbria University found that people who drank peppermint tea had better long-term memory. The peppermint tea drinkers had a better recall of words and pictures compared to placebo. Peppermint provides relaxation without the sedative effects that impair memory. For your daily tea routine, green tea offers the best cognitive protection. Regular green tea consumption is associated with better cognitive function among Chinese middle-aged and elderly people, mainly reflected in memory and executive function. The L-theanine in green tea promotes calm alertness without the overstimulation that comes from excessive caffeine. Frequent tea consumption produced a positive effect on many mental state examination (MMSE) score, with the positive effect of green tea being significantly greater than other teas. This suggests that not all teas are created equal when it comes to cognitive benefits. If you enjoy the ritual of evening tea, try rooibos, redbush tea, instead of chamomile. Rooibos is naturally caffeine-free and contains antioxidants that support brain health without the sedative compounds that impair memory. Ginger tea is another excellent choice that provides relaxation benefits while actually supporting cognitive function. The key principle for tea consumption after 60 is moderation and mindful selection. Limit yourself to 2 to 4 cups of caffeinated tea per day, consumed earlier in the day to avoid sleep disruption. Avoid teas with sedative properties like chamomile if memory preservation is a priority. And be especially cautious with fermented teas like kombucha that contain alcohol and unpredictable compounds. Your memory is worth protecting. Your ability to remember, think clearly, and maintain your independence depends on the choices you make every single day, including what you choose to drink. While it might seem unfair that something as innocent as chamomile tea could impair memory, or that too much green tea could harm the brain it's supposed to protect, knowledge is power. By understanding how different teas affect your cognitive function, you can make informed decisions that support rather than undermine your mental sharpness. The research is clear. The right teas in the right amounts can significantly reduce your risk of dementia and cognitive decline, but the wrong choices can accelerate the very problems you're trying to prevent. Every cup of tea is an opportunity to either protect or harm your brain. Choose wisely, drink mindfully, and your memory will thank you for years to come. If this information has helped you understand the hidden risks in your daily tea routine, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Share this with other seniors in your life who deserve to know how their tea choices might be affecting their memory. What surprised you most about these research findings? Have you noticed changes in your memory that might be connected to your tea drinking habits? Let us know in the comments below. Your experience could help other viewers make better choices for their cognitive health.